Good evening. Staff had to carry out a deep clean at a hospital's neonatal room after an infection killed 3 babies. Health officials in Northern Ireland said 4 other babies were found to have the infection, which was caused by a bacteria called Pseudomonas, in the wake of the 3 deaths at the Royal Maternity Hospital based in Belfast. 1 is currently undergoing treatment, 2 have been treated and have already recovered, while the 4th made a recovery from Pseudomonas, but subsequently died from unrelated causes. A spokeswoman for the Department of Health, Social Services and Public Safety (DHSSPS) said the baby that was still having treatment was doing well. A different and apparently unlinked strain of the infection was also claimed the life of another baby based in another hospital in Londonderry last month, health officials said. Other vulnerable babies have been swabbed for signs of the infection, and a helpline has been set up for the worried relatives as staff try and trace the source of the infection. The neonatal room at the Royal is being emptied after the outbreak and will undergo a deep clean over this weekend. The widow of a British hostage whose body was handed in to the British Embassy in Baghdad 5 years after he was kidnapped has said his family can now grieve for him properly. Alan McMenemy, a security guard from Glasgow, was snatched in Iraq by gunmen along with 3 other guards and an IT expert they were protecting back in 2007. After his body was handed over on Friday, Rosaleen McMenemy said his loved ones can draw some comfort from the fact that we have him home at last. The only one of the men was to be released alive was the bodyguard's protection target Peter Moore, who was freed in December 30th, 2009, 946 days after he was kidnapped. The bodies of the 3 other guards were passed to British authorities in Iraq that same year. Alec McLachlan, 30, from Llanelly, South Wales, Jason Swindlehurst, 38, from Skelmersdale in Lancashire, and Jason Creswell, 39, originally from Glasgow, were abducted with 36-year-old computer expert Mr. Moore and Mr. McMenemy, who was 34 at the time of the kidnap. David Cameron said it is with great sadness that I can confirm that the British Embassy in Baghdad received a body today that has been identified as Alan McMenemy, who was kidnapped in Baghdad in 2007, along with 4 other men. My thoughts are with Alan's family and friends at this time. At least 100 passengers from the stricken cruise ship Costa Concordia have joined a class action lawsuit seeking a minimum of £100,000 each in damages. It has been filed in the US, but some experts say it should not be allowed to proceed as the Italian courts have jurisdiction. Rescue teams searching above and below the waterline for 21 people still missing say they will not stop searching until every inch of the ship has been checked. At least 9 people have been killed in the north of the Nigerian city of Kano in coordinated bomb attacks on security forces. The Islamist sect Boko Haram has claimed responsibility. Police say 8 buildings were attacked, including police headquarters, 3 police stations, the headquarters of the Secret Services, and the Immigration Head Office. A dusk to dawn curfew in the city of more than 10 million people has been imposed. Kano, like other cities in the north, has been plagued by an insurgency led by Boko Haram, which is blamed for scores of bombings and shootings. A letter which appeared to be from the group said the attacks were retribution for police arrests and killings of its members. And finally this evening, Etta James, the feisty rhythm and blues singer with raw, passionate vocals, has died. The 73-year-old had been suffering from dementia and kidney problems, and was battling leukemia. In December of 2011, her physician announced that her leukemia was terminal, and asked for her prayers for the singer. During her illness, her husband and her 2 sons fought bitterly over the control of her $1 million estate. They were at her side when she died at the Riverside Community Hospital. Etta scored her first hit when she was just a teenager, but it was her jazz-inflected rendition of At Last that would come to define her and made it her legendary. Over the decades, countless brides have used it as their song down the aisle, and it has been featured in car commercials and films like American Pie. But perhaps most famously, Obama and the First Lady danced to a version of At Last at his inauguration ball. That's it, good night.